Hi, I'm Nimue Brown. Amongst other things, I'm the author of a Druidry and meditation title. I've been involved with contemplative Druidry for a few years, and I'm going to do a little bit of talking today about meditating when you've got problems with concentration. I'm actually knackered at the moment, so this is something I can attempt to speak to you with a degree of somewhat tired confidence. I've had ongoing pain issues for years, and I suffer intermittently with depression and anxiety issues. So I know something about what happens when your brain is not really capable of doing meditation in a normal way. And it's very frustrating. But there are all kinds of things that are possible. The difficulty, of course, with being in pain or being tired, having fatigue issues, which goes with so many illnesses, and depression, which goes with so many illnesses, is that it just shafts your concentration. And thinking about things in a focused way for more than very short bursts of time can be, in and of itself, exhausting and prohibitively difficult. So, where to go with that? The first thing to say is that there are options, and you kind of work with what you've got. The second thing to say is that some kinds of depression and anxiety make kind of regular forms of meditation actually a really bad idea, because if the inside of your head is not a good or safe place to be, a practice that kind of focuses you on the inside of your head is actually going to make things worse. So if you find that meditation is difficult, don't do it. I know it's a very popular part of spirituality for a lot of people, but that doesn't mean it's absolutely right for everybody. And if you're one of the people it's not right for, please be comfortable about not going there. So, alternatives to meditation. Firstly, it's about not getting locked into the whatever is inside your head. So one of my favourite approaches is to take a meditation card. This is from Sheena Kundi's divination set, and it's a lovely little image, but there are lots of other things out there. Druid Plant Oracle is another nice example. Lovely Will Worthington image on the front there. And you can take a card and you can look at it and you can think about what the image means to you and what it symbolises to you, or just how pretty it is, and let your mind wander about. And if your mind wanders off entirely, and I have to say mine does this a lot, you've got the card, and eventually you come back to the card and you go, oh yes, the card, and then you can just sort of very gently start again. And that's one of the distinct blessings of working with a physical object. So any object is actually good. Something you can hold in your hands, something that maybe has a smell, tactile qualities, something that will make you think. And even if you're not thinking, just the physical process of holding an object, of being with an object, thinking about it, can take you away from whatever's in your head and just open up very gently some other possibilities. And again, as with the card, if you lose the thread of thought, you've still got the physical reassurance of the thing that you can come back to. And I find that things that are tactile can be kind of emotionally easier to engage with if I'm feeling very low or very shut down in myself, where I maybe wouldn't meditate imaginatively. I can sit with a thing. And I've yet to find an object that doesn't work for me in this way. And everything we can touch has a history, has it's been made out of something that is of this world. So there's, even in the most man-made of objects, there's a connection with where it came from. You could meditate with a spoon. It's metal. The metal has come from ore. The ore has come from the earth. It'll do, won't it? So use what's to hand. That works very well. Window gazing is good. Clouds are fantastic. Just to sit for 10 minutes and look at the clouds and let that take you away and take it where it takes you. That can be a very gentle, very, very easy, very soothing way to get the kind of benefits that come from meditation, the calming, the inner state changes that come from meditation, without having to risk either exhausting or messing with an already uncomfortable mind. And back to objects again, things that make a sound can be good. I mean, drums, obviously, a little bit of rhythmic drumming can be very soothing. It doesn't require you to think about anything that's complicated. If your concentration goes, you just stop and restart. Things that make a sound can be very good for getting you sort of immediately engaging with the moment. Little frogs like this chap are wonderfully tactile beings as well. So again, we're back to the affirmation of working with something solid and being able to touch it. So there's something, I think, a bit creative about taking this approach. And that's good in terms of proving that you can, stretching a bit. Making something is inherently very rewarding. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be sort of a big deal. It's not like trying to paint a picture or write a story. It's just, how can I imaginatively make a connection with the world today? What can I pick up outside and bring in? What can I hear if I open the window? What can I see if I look at the clouds? And these really simple ways of making a connection with something that is outside of the self can be quite easy to do, even when nothing is feeling terribly easy. And they give a sense of connection. And for a lot of mental health problems, and for the way in which pain can be incredibly isolating, just emotionally making contact with something outside can, I think, be very comforting, and it can give something back when there isn't much that's good. So rather than trying to empty your head and think about nothing, rather than trying to do complicated things like visualization or path working, there are these much simpler forms of meditation that have a lot more to offer for somebody who's having a hard time. So I hope that's helpful, and however you're doing things, I wish you well in it. And thank you for coming along to this event, and I hope we get to do this again.